So, my intention for this video was to ask one simple question. And that question is, are homesteaders now becoming preppers, or have we just always been prepared? It's a real question. As you hear, we've got our baby chicks in, and I'm balancing you with one hand. Nice. I know you might be thinking, no, we already got baby chicks in. Yes. So I order them a week apart, always. Not always, but I've decided to do that. Because it makes it easier for me that in case people don't buy tickets or show up for the chicken butchering, then I only have to do 30 by myself one week, and then the next week, same thing. It's part of being prepared. Thinking about the future. So my whole purpose of asking that question is because, like, as homesteaders or people who want to raise their own animals or grow gardens, which, speaking of garden, I got a little garden going on here, cloth over it. So we got broccoli in this little corner, and then I got my cabbages right there. So I've got my screen netting, whatever you want to call it, over it. Hopefully won't get no bugs. So the reason I asked this question, right, is because the skills that we quote unquote homesteaders learn are essentially the same as what preppers kind of do, right? Except for the fact that we're not like stockpiling, dish detergent and laundry detergent, stuff like that. We're stockpiling canned food. They stockpile food as well, right? Now I'm not comparing us in a way, like, I'm not saying that homesteaders are better. This isn't that kind of video. I'm not saying the pros and cons of calling yourself a homesteader or calling yourself a prepper. I'm just asking, because we just went through a major event, right, that really shook really shook a lot of people. Us, for one, obviously, we did not have it as bad, but we still went through something that makes us consider what we need to do, what we need to take care of. Now, of course, there's some things you cannot prepare for, right? You can't prepare for a flash flood to wash your house away. I understand. But what we can prepare for is things like food shortages, electricity going out, things like that. And so that's what we're going to start preparing for, the best that we can as possible, without making ourselves like that prepping mentality where it's like the world's gonna end, get a bug out bag. I'm not saying I don't have a bug out bag. I'm not saying I don't have the things that I could use for situations like that. But that's not what's first thing on my mind. First thing on my mind is these most simple things, and then you will move forward with the a lot harder things. We went to our friend's house recently, and we all had a discussion with each other and kind of came up with plans with like what we would do in situations, what we need to work towards, where we end up in certain situations. Again, there's things that we can prepare for. One thing right now I'm going to prepare for y'all have seen, of course, especially my last video, my Avid Armor arsenal. My chamber sealers. USB 32 for big stuff. 20 for smaller stuff. And of course, my brand new vacuum sealer. These are awesome to use for preparation. Why? Because they preserve your food. They preserve liquids well. What kind of liquids you might think? Here's a bag. This bag now has water in it. This bag is now sealed. One reason why I love sealing with these bags, when I'm packaging up meat, flattening it out allows it to thaw better. But the water will now lay flat. In a freezer. Now, what do I have there? I have an ice pack. I have an ice pack for if the freezer goes down. Ice in there will last a little bit longer. I also have water to thaw out. If we have no power, we need water. The ability to lay that thing flat takes up very minimal room. Once it freezes, I can move it anywhere, set it up, set it to the side, stack them, can put a bunch of them in there. Now, in my other freezer, I have gallon jugs of ice for that same reason. When those thaw, again, you'll have water. Those last a little bit longer because they are more compact. That ice pack will probably be a short-term thing that I can use in a cooler, or if I need to put it in the chest freezer, again, it takes up minimal space. So having the skills and stuff to be more, I guess, honestly resilient. It is, of course, about being prepared, you know, prepping for situations in an aspect. You know, we do buy in bulk as well, bulk salt, bulk beans, and we save them and things like that, but we also know how to plant those same beans and or plant seeds and start seeds and grow vegetables and then even save those seeds. So, and then when it comes to the yield that you get from whatever you're growing or raising, you know, being able to preserve it is a good skill. Canning. You can can anywhere. Okay, learning how to can would be a tremendous skill to help you in the long run for multiple different situations, because you can can in an apartment. You can go buy in bulk, can you some beans, and then after the beauty of canning beans in this, if you can them in water, you're basically gonna cook the beans, and then you have a dish right there. So they're not dry, they're kind of cooked. It's, you know, it's a lot. It's really cool. So skills are great. What's even funnier is as I'm talking about this, my wife is inside watching this guy on Twitch. It's like a video game platform thing, Mr. Gibby, I think that's his name, I don't know, or Ed, and he plays like apocalypse games, and so they go through situations where they have to survive. It's pretty neat to watch and stuff, but it's also, you could imagine the kind of skills that you could even just kind of pick up from playing a game like that. But I'm not talking about apocalypse stuff, but learning things that can get you through situations for a long period of time is important, especially things like hunting, because you never know if there ever is a situation where you need to you are able to get protein for your family. Hunting is a great skill to learn. Our friend Jeremy is learning. We shot some guns the other day, and he's ready to start hunting. So, a lot of the people I know hunt. It's good for you. It's good for the soul. It's good to sit in the tree. Talk to God. Breathe good air. And when a deer comes out, you get really hyperventilated. But you gotta calm down. Focus. Hopefully we see one tonight.